Hey, welcome back to the Too Fast channel. In today's tabletop review and unboxing, we are going to take a look at a smart wall heater. This particular smart wall heater is made by a company called GiveBest. It is their model UPH300M. I bought this off of Amazon for my workshop. Of course, right now it's summer. I wouldn't normally buy a heater in the summer, but I've been looking at several of these heaters on Amazon, and they're in my watch list or my favorites list. And this one popped up the other day with a $40 discount coupon. So it normally runs $118.99. With the $40 off coupon, I got it for $78.99. So, those coupons come and go, and if you don't jump on them, chances are when winter comes around, there won't be any discounts on wall heaters. So I went ahead and picked it up now. Currently, as I'm making this video, the white one, which is what I have here, does not have that $40 coupon anymore. The black version does have a $30 coupon. So by the time you watch this, there may be no coupons at all. But anyway, I was watching 4 different smart wall heaters, specifically ones that had Wi-Fi capability. I'll talk about that in a moment. I was looking at the HeatStorm, the HS1500 PHX. That's $103. The Drio Smart Wall Heaters, $130. The Atomi Smart Infrared Heater was one I was looking at. That's out of stock now. And then this one, which is the GiveBest wall heater. Normally it runs $118.99. I got the $40 off coupon. I ended up getting it for $78.99. So I couldn't pass that up. Had to jump on it. Anyway, this is for my workshop. So I wanted Wi-Fi capability. So my workshop is not necessarily connected to my home. I've got to go outside to get to my workshop. So what I want to do in the winter is be able to turn the heater on and let it warm up my workshop. And then when I'm ready to go down there and go into the workshop, it's nice and warm. So that's why I specifically was looking at these different heaters that had Wi-Fi capability. Oh, I'll talk about the specs on this here in a second. Wanted to get some of that info out of the way. So this is the shipping box that it comes with. It's a little big on my display area here, so I've got the camera kind of moved back. This is the inside of the box here. The only reason I'm showing this is because it's packaged very well. It's packaged in between the sides of the box, and you've got this thick foam here and here that keeps this from getting damaged. So the packaging on the box is great. And I'll take this all out of the box off camera, and I'll show you what you get when you buy this. Okay, so basically what you get in the box is you get the heater, a nice little digital remote control, some mounting screws, and some inserts in case you're mounting it into drywall, the user manual, and this was a nice bonus. This is a template for mounting this onto the wall, and it has a level right here. So you pick your spot where you want to mount the heater, and you use the level right there and get the bubble right in the center, and you mark your holes, and that's where you drill the holes. So this is a nice little bonus here. You don't see this level of detail on a lot of products. They just kind of leave it up to you to figure out how to mount it. This does not come with batteries for the remote. I've already put batteries in this because I've already tested this a little bit to make sure everything works. I hate to start a video and then find out the thing doesn't work out of the box. All right, so if you want to use the Wi-Fi capability on this, I've got it on my phone. We'll talk about that in a moment. after we go through some of the panel controls. Um, let's see. Okay, so this section right here in the user manual, I followed this for setting or downloading the app for your phone, Android or iOS. In my case, it's iOS for an iPhone. And what I did was I used the camera and I scanned this little teeny QR code right here, which works, and it takes you to the App Store so you can download the app. The app is actually called Smart Life. Now, funny thing is I already had this app installed because I had bought some light bulbs a while ago that used the same app. I don't know if they were made by the same company, but I already had the app, so I just had to log in and add the device. So these instructions are great. I followed this. It allowed me to add the heater, got it set up real easy. Now the caveat to setting up the Wi-Fi is you need to be connected to 2.4 gigahertz. Now, with my router, for example, my router is 2.4 and 5 gigahertz, and I have one access point or one SSID name. And whatever your device supports, whether it's your phone or a device like this, it will connect either to the 2.4 or the 5 gigahertz. That's that's what newer that's what newer Wi-Fi access points have. Older ones, you may end up with two SSIDs, like you could call it 2.4 and 5.0 or 5 gigahertz, whatever. So you'd have to make sure that your phone is connected to the slower 2.4 gigahertz before you set up the app and connect this device. So it's something to keep in mind. That could cause a problem if you're only connected to a 5 gigahertz Wi-Fi access point and you try to connect this. It won't work properly. But anyway, I followed all these instructions to get it set up, and it worked just fine. We'll talk about this a little bit more, but let me hit some of the talking points here. This is a convection heater, so let's get that out there. It is a 1500 watt heater that draws 12.5 amps. What that basically means is if you have a 15 amp circuit, you're going to be pushing the limits of that circuit. If it's a 20 amp circuit, you got a little bit of breathing room, but for example, you couldn't run two of these on that same circuit. You'd pop your circuit breaker. These things draw a lot of current, so that's something to keep in mind. I mean, I've tried to run two of these off of 120 amp circuit, and I popped the circuit breaker, so you definitely can't do that. It weighs about 7.1 pounds. The dimensions are 16 by 4.7 by 11.4, so it's not that big. It's listed as 5,200 BTUs, and according to what the listing on Amazon says, that it can be a primary heat source up to 200 square feet. In other words, it's not going to heat your whole house. It'll cover like your bedroom, or in my case, a workshop or a garage. And it does have tip over overheat protection. You can mount it to the wall, or you can have it stand up like it is right now. So if it tips over, it will shut off automatically. It has a touchscreen here. This is a touchscreen for controlling it, or you can use the remote. And let's see. I want to make sure I get all the important stuff here. The feet are retractable, so if you're going to set it on the floor, you fold the feet in. If you're going to mount it to the wall, you fold them out. The eco mode on this allows you to set and maintain a room temperature. Once the room reaches that set temperature, the space heater will automatically adjust its heating output to conserve energy. There are several different heating modes. There's P1, P2, P3, and eco mode. Let's see. I think that's all the primary talking points I had written down here. So let's uh, let's take a look at the actual heater itself. So on either side of the heater, there are these two little vents right here, and there is some mesh here. And you will need to periodically remove these grills and clean this. This is to keep hair and dust and stuff out, keep it from getting inside the actual heater. So you can see these remove pretty easy. There's these little tabs right here that go in these little slots, and then you kind of push it upwards, and then these tabs push in, and like so. So they're easy to remove. Just remember that they are here, and you will need to periodically clean them. So on the back of this, there's the QR code right there. In case the QR code in the user manual doesn't work, you can scan the QR code right there. This is where the screws go. So according to the template guide, you would put the two top screws in first, slide the heater down over the head of the screw, and then drill the holes and mount the bottom feet. Bottom feet are obviously right now they're folded down, but they do fold up some way. They fold up somehow. Pull out or they fold up. Well, I'll have to figure out how the feet, they're probably locked in place. I'll have to figure that out. So while I figure out the feet, I'm going to go ahead and plug this in, and we'll take a look at the touch panel. Okay, so I've had to dim some of the lights here so you would be able to see this touch screen. So when you do plug it in, you will see the little power button right there. It's barely illuminated right now, but if we touch it, our screen will come on. And you can see right now it's in echo mode or eco mode. We have a speaker up there. We have the Wi-Fi signal right there. We have the light Wi-Fi right there. This is a lock and a timer. And if we want to adjust the temperature, we can, like 99 is the highest this goes. And we can adjust the temperature down like so. It blinks. And then this shows the current temperature of the room. So if we do this, we can toggle through. This is a fan mode. This is P3, which unfortunately I don't know what P3 is. There's P1, P2, and P3. Those are three different heating levels. So there's P2 and there's P1. So P1 looks like it's a slow or quiet fan speed. P2 is a faster fan speed. Now I didn't notice any change in the fan from P2 to P3. I only noticed a change from P1 to P2. So that's about all I can tell you on that because there's nothing in here about that. Let's see. This eco. Okay, there's the fan mode. There's F1 and F2 for fan levels. So F1 would be low. And that's just the fan blowing. So there's no hot air coming out. And F2 is just a faster fan mode. And that's back to the heat. And that's the eco mode. All right, so those are the modes right there. That turns off the display. and that turns it back on. This is a lock. Oh no, it actually turns off the beep. If we press and hold it, it's a child lock. And that is the timer. I've already got this connected to Wi-Fi, but this down here, if you press and hold this for 5 seconds, it will start blinking the little Wi-Fi icon, and then you can connect it to your Wi-Fi or connect it to the app. Now the same controls that are on the panel are replicated on the remote control. And this is kind of a cool remote control. It reminds me of an old school iPod with its size. So that will turn off the beeps. And then we can adjust temperatures, modes, timer, the display. We've got a battery indicator, and that's about it. And like I mentioned, it did not come with any batteries, so you've got to put it uses a couple of, double check, couple of AAA batteries. All right, so that is the function of the control panel and the remote control. The Smart Life app, you can see right down there at the bottom, you can see Smart Life. And if we load the app, let's slide this out of the way a little bit. So we can see where we're at. See, I'm working around the camera, so make sure I don't knock the camera over while I'm doing this. Gonna need both hands. And I've cut the heater blowing right on me here, and it's June, so this is a bit warm to have this heater going. So let me turn the temperature down. You can see how I'm turning the temperature down there by sliding this little bar. Before we get into this, let's do this. Let's go ahead and turn it off. There's a power button down here. Okay, so I went ahead and turned it off. I think I turned it off. Okay, so now I turned it off. You can see in this display right there, it's still running even though I turned it off, and it's in a countdown. So this countdown will keep the heater running until it cools down, and then it will finally shut off. So that timer kind of varies upon how hot the heater is. We're almost down to 1. All right, so when it gets down to 0, the heater turns off completely. So that's something else to keep in mind. If you hit the power button, it will stay running for a little bit while it cools down. So in this screen right here, you can choose between heat and the echo and the fan. We cycled through those options on the touch panel. The child lock, sound, and the backlight, power, and down here you can choose between Celsius and Fahrenheit, and then the timer. So if I go ahead and turn that back on, and we can adjust the temperature, adjust it up to a higher temp than what my room is, and the heater will come on. And of course you've got the fan, and then the heat modes. You can see P2 right there, P3, P1. And if we go down to timer, I don't have any timer set. but we could go in and add, and you can see how the schedule is right there. You can add a schedule. You can have this repeat on a daily basis, like if you wanted the heater to come on every day at 8 a.m. And you can also have it give you a notification that the heater is on or off. And then you can set the temperature and then set the power to come on. So right here you would set it to come on, and then you would choose another time to set it to go off. So that's pretty much how the timer works right there. Um, Up in the top right corner is the setup, and you can see the garage heater, the device information, tap to run automation, check device network. So if we check, this basically will tell you the if everything is connected, the network status and the strength of your network connection. So since I'm in the workshop right now and my Wi-Fi is in the house, this is trying to verify the strength between this heater and my home, which I'm not sure how long this takes to do. And I probably should have. There, let's turn that down. Okay, so it's telling me I've got a poor network connection. Obviously, it is working because I am using my phone to control it, but it's not the strongest signal because I'm so far away from my access point. But it is working, even with a poor network connection. Let's go back to the setup screen here. So, going through this, third-party control options, you can configure this with Alexa, and I do have it configured with my Echo in my home, so I can actually talk to Alexa and tell her to turn on the garage heater. I have not tried Google Assistant, so I don't know anything about that. The tap to run automation is also something I have not experimented with. Message notifications, you can configure this to send SMS messages, or um, you can get messages via your phone for notifications when it turns on, when it turns off. Device information. So we've got signal strength, time zone, MAC address, IP address. Create a group, share the device. This will allow you to share the account with other people. So if you have other family members you want to share this account with, this would grant them permission to use the account and make adjustments to the heater. There's a update down here that says no updates are available. You can add the app to the home screen. There's a help center. I did try that. There wasn't a lot of information there. And let's see, device network. That's just my access point name and the signal strength. And then up here you can see this doesn't come labeled garage heater. It comes labeled, uh, there was some model number name attached to it. And you can go in and you can change that and call it whatever you want. I call it garage heater. And then, of course, you can pick a location and do that. So that is pretty much the app and its settings. I've used this a little bit for testing on and off for the last couple of days. I wanted to make sure everything was working to my satisfaction before I actually came in and started a video. But that's that's basically the app and the heater. The My closing comments with this so far. Maybe I'll show a shot when I actually get this installed. I have to find a place to install it, but my closing comments, I like the size. I definitely like the amount of heat this is putting out. I have another smaller heater that's roughly 1500 watts, so seems to be putting out more heat than that. Um, for some reason, all these small heaters are rated at 1500 watts. So I think if you want something that puts out more heat, you're just not going to be able to do that on a 110 volt circuit. You'd have to jump up to a larger heater that's off of like a 220 volt circuit. So, but this is about as good as you're going to get for something you can plug into the wall for a heater. I'm very happy with this so far. The app worked fine. I didn't have any problems getting this device detected and getting it in the app, changing the name, going through the functions. Obviously, right now we're in my work my workshop, which is away from my home. Uh, the app is working, even though it says I've got a poor signal strength. It is still working, so that's what counts. And I'm real happy with the price. It's $78.99 plus tax with free shipping because I'm a Prime member. Anyway, I will put the link to this particular heater in the description in case you want to go and check it out. I'm happy with it so far. I've used it for a couple of days, and it's working great, so I don't see any reason for me to return it. It does have a 1-year warranty, and I believe, yeah, it's a 1-year limited warranty, and not much else to say about that. So the user manual is actually pretty good. There's a lot of information in there. Follow the instructions in the user manual for downloading the app, getting it installed on your phone, connecting to your Wi-Fi access point, and then connecting to the heater. As soon as I put this heater in Wi-Fi recognition mode or learn mode, it popped up in the app. So I didn't have to struggle with that at all. It was right there. I tapped on it and it detected it. So the app integration and the heater integration is great. I didn't see any bugs there. And it was real simple to get set up. Anyway, I think that's enough for me talking about the GiveBest wall heater. And hopefully you found some useful information out of this video. And I'll catch you in the next one.